Back here at Wilson Field, it's halftime in our opening contest of the 2012 season. Arthur-Lovington Knights 41, St. Francis de Sales Pioneers no score yet. A first half dominated by the Knights, to say the least. 34 of those 41 first half points, Alan Patton, all coming in that opening quarter.
Yeah, first quarter, Arthur-Lovington did pretty much whatever they wanted to do on offense or defense. And it took St. Francis de Sales a little time to get past the opening game jitters. As we said during the first half, they had trouble getting the ball back to the quarterback. They worked that out, and things seemed to work a little bit better. Timing was a little bit better on the offense, but they just couldn't get anything going. So if you're Martin Quiroga, you've seen that, yeah, we've improved a little bit. We still got a long way to go. And, yeah, you just kind of build from there.
Let's take a look at that scoring summary here. And right off the bat, in the opening drive, it was a two-play drive. Siebens, the big reception, setting up the 2-yard touchdown run by Austin Dean. And then Tyler Schuring, the all-purpose quarterback with the extra point, 7-0. Arthur-Lovington at that juncture right off the bat, and then they followed up with a touchdown pass to Fagan, and Schuring tacked on that PAT. 14-0 Arthur-Lovington, as Arthur-Lovington makes their way back on the field with the second half coming up momentarily. And then Schuring calling his own number there, Tyler Schuring, for 8 yards, making it 20-0. And the conversion did not go, but it was a 20-0 Arthur-Lovington lead still in that first quarter. Still in the first quarter, it was Webb on defense. The defense putting up some points on the board for the Knights. A 26-yard fumble recovery by Webb, making it 26-0. They get the 2-point conversion, Schuring to Plank. 28-0 at that point, and as time expired at that opening quarter, a special teams touchdown as Fagan going from his 21 all the way to the house, a 79-yard punt return, and then Schuring made it 35-0, and that was the end of the first quarter there. And then the lone points in the second quarter, a Plank 12-yard touchdown reception, 41-0, and that's where we stand here as we have second half action momentarily. Alan Patton, any more numbers in the first half?
Well, as you might imagine, it was all Arthur-Lovington in the first half. For the Knights, 6 running or more than 6 running plays, but for Arthur-Lovington, Tyler Schuring, 3 carries for 8 yards. Andy Webb, 1 for -5. Jordan Fagan, 1 for 9. Mitchell Helton, 1 for -7. Austin Dean, 7 carries for 47 yards and a touchdown. Schuring also had a touchdown run. And Stephen Wright, 2 carries for a -2. So that makes it 42 yards and about 21 rushing plays. Tyler, in the passing department, Schuring, 8 of 10, 131 yards and 2 touchdowns. So 173 total yards in the first half for Arthur-Lovington. The passing wealth was spread around. Nobody caught more than 1 pass. Siebens had the 43-yard set up the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Plank had a 12-yarder for a touchdown. Fagan a 16-yarder for a touchdown. And Webb punted once for 38 yards. Only 1 fumble unofficially for Arthur-Lovington, and then 1 penalty for 10 yards for the Knights, and 8 first downs in the first half. For St. Francis de Sales, not a whole lot to write home about. 12 rushing plays, 17 total yards. Anthony Gary Warren had the big gainer with 15. Eric Matthews, 4 carries -4. Might even be more than that. 6 carries for 8 for Dawson. 1 carry for 15 for Gary Warren, and 1 for -2 for the lone Corey Monaghan. Matthews was 2 of 6 passing for 13 yards. He had punted 5 times, 6 fumbles unofficially for St. Francis de Sales, and they lost 2 of those, 4 penalties for 23 yards, and I have no first downs for the Pioneers in the first half of play. The two teams are back on the field, and with the 41-point lead for Arthur-Lovington, the clock is going to run continuously for the entirety of the second half, with a few exceptions, but it's going to be a quick second half, I'll tell you that, as the clock runs continuously, and we're getting ready to go in the second half as Arthur-Lovington getting set to kick off. Jordan Fagan doing the honors. Tyler Assuring looks like he's on the sideline. A little short kickoff. Going to be picked up at the 20-yard line.
Trevor Washington on the return.
And the last man off the pile is Austin Dean. So St. Francis de Sales has it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line, which is pretty much par for the course here in the first half for the Pioneers from Chicagoland.
They break the huddle, and they're going to split out number 21 to the far side, Kenneth Catron, and Eric Matthews remains at quarterback for the Pioneers. They're going to send Anthony Gary Warren in a motion and off the left side and getting up toward the first down. Dawson appears. Yep, Dawson on the carry there.
And that is that going to be a first down? The first,
Yes.
First one for the, that comes with 10:47 to go in the third quarter. Ball goes out to the 36. So we'll give Dawson 11 yards on the play. So I don't know, maybe St. Francis de Sales just said, we're going to run some things and see what happens. Man in motion is Monaghan. And Dawson met right at the line of scrimmage.
Number 78 there defensively for
Dyer Hunter.
Yes.
5'9", 250, a sophomore. Getting in there.
Couple yard loss there, Alan Patton.
Yeah, loss of a couple. And offsets the 11-yard gain that Dawson got to start the half. Ball back at the 34-yard line.
Trevor Washington split out to the left side. Number 13, Anthony Gary Walker, who was shaken up in that first half. He's back in the game for St. Francis de Sales at slot left. And Matthews going long for Washington. Oh, right to the fingertips at about the 25-yard line. That was close to being a catch. Very close. He had the defender beat by about a couple yards.
Yeah, he had the man beat, and the ball just, you know, it was overthrown, but not by much. Not by much. That's, you hate to call it off, an incompletion, the best offensive play of the day for a team, but I'm sure Martin Correga is going to take that one and say, that's close enough. We're making some progress.
Washington wide left, Catrone wide right. Single set behind Matthews on 3rd and 12. And Matthews is flushed. He's going to roll and throw on the far side and complete.
Yeah, intended for Catron again over on the far side, and just eluding the intended receiver. It's going to bring up 4th and 12 at the 34-yard line. So the Pioneers pick up their first down of the ball game, and then 3 and out after that. Or three more after that, and nothing doing.
Matthews also the punter for St. Francis de Sales. And back deep to receive number 2 of Arthur-Lovington, Curtis Plank.
Matthews, the sixth punt of the afternoon. Just catches the ball and kicks it.
Going to take a St. Francis Sales bounce.
Got to roll down to the 29. So
36 yards.
I'll take it. And it's going to be Arthur-Lovington ball, 1st and 10 at the 29.
And Schrock is still at quarterback. He was quarterbacking for Arthur-Lovington in the late stages of the second quarter when Tyler Schuring got shaken up on a quarterback keeper. He took over with about 2 or 3 minutes left in that opening half. He's back at quarterback. Perhaps they're resting him up and knowing it's a very comfortable lead for the Knights.
Yeah.
Perhaps so.
Arthur with a road game next week at Oakwood. So I'm sure they're going to may go with Schrock the rest of the way, maybe even try some younger guys too. A little flat pass.
Stephen Wright makes one man miss. Called the 32-yard line. Nice 3-yard gain there. And a tackle by number 23 of St. Francis de Sales, Derek Dawson.
That's the second catch for Wright for 17 yards. Ball at the 32-yard line. Well, it looks like according to the flag at the west end of the field, the breeze has died down. Judging by the lack of paper flapping on our
yes.
table, the wind has died down. I'll have to work on my pregame checklist. Bring tape.
As in duct or
whatever works.
Scotch. Well, the tape that is.
Yeah, well, we don't.
Yes.
They're not a sponsor, so we won't say.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. It's a brand name. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, that's kind of a generic term anymore.
Wright got about across the 35 to about the 36-yard line, taking it off the left side of the line. So it'll be a third and about we'll call it 3rd and 3.
And that puts Wright over the over on the plus side of the ledger.
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. And the shotgun is Schrock.
Hey, he's going to roll out and put it up in the air. And he's got a man open. Tanner Brewer comes up with the football. And that's going to be down to the 32-yard line of about a 34-yard gain.
First down, yes, sir.
And I'm sure Arthur-Lovington is passing just to give Caleb Schrock and some of the backups a chance to work on the passing game. I don't think this is
And this is something that Arthur-Lovington was lacking last year, was the depth, and now they have some good second stringers. So this is definitely a good showcase to do it in regulation.
Well, and it's going to help the program all the way around. Talking about the depth and the added numbers as Wright carries up the middle. He may have gotten a yard, or are they just going to put him back at the line of scrimmage? I'm going to put him back at the line of scrimmage. But yeah, they were having trouble fielding like a junior varsity team, and the younger guys really need that junior varsity experience, so you're not thrown to the wolves in varsity games as a freshman or a sophomore. And with the addition of the co-oping with Atwood Hammond, that gives them a chance to have a JV schedule, so the younger guys have a chance to play ball against guys their own age, their own size. And I think down the road that's going to help the football program.
2nd and 9. Schrock is going to keep it. Has room on the right side of the field, gets down to the 20.
Brewer did a good job of holding off on the block on Leav's Trevor Washington.
And that's good enough for a Knight first down.
That's number 10 unofficially. Ball marked, where are we going to say that's at the 20?
Right on it.
Okay. So about
near hash mark.
13-yard carry that time. But yeah, that junior varsity, freshman, junior varsity, lower levels, that's that's the lifeblood of your program. That's where kids get experience instead of being thrown out here on the varsity, especially as freshmen and sophomores.
Inside 3 minutes left on 1st and 10. Schrock wrapped up, brought down for a loss, and it was 54. The first man to greet him, Ade Olenian, who tips the scales at 255 pounds at 6'2". He's a junior, and he's been on that line all 3 years. In the meantime, we have a shaken up St. Francis de Sales defender on the field.
Jerry, while we got a chance, I was talking about in the first half the series between the Little Okaw Valley and the Vermilion Valley. Last night, as we said, it was a bad night for the LOVC. Villa Grove was the only team that posted a win last night. They beat Westville 39-12. Tri-County lost to Milford's 41-7. Martinsville lost to Bismarck-Henning 41-2. Cerro Gordo defeated, Cerro Gordo did win. Yeah, they won 62-0 over Danville-Schlarman. Cerro Gordo, a team a lot of people think is the team to beat in the LOVC. Arcola lost to a very good Salt Fork team 18-2. And Oakwood, which is next week's opponent for the Arthur-Lovington Knights, defeated East Central by a score of 23-6. So next week, Arcola will play at Bismarck-Henning. Arthur is at Oakwood. East Central is at Milford. Cerro Gordo will host Westville. Salt Fork is at Martinsville. Tri-County is home against Georgetown Ridge Farm, which defeated Decatur Lutheran, the Lutheran School Association of Decatur, in their first varsity football game, by the way. Let's see, Villa Grove will be at home against Danville-Schlarman. And then because Hoopston dropped varsity football this year, Arthur-Lovington had to kind of scramble because Hoopston was going to be their opening opponent. So they had to go scramble a little bit to find a team to play. And some of the others had to find some places too after the South Piatt Co-op was dissolved between Atwood, Hammond, and Bement. So that meant schools in the LOVC had to find a couple games, some of them, to fill their schedules. And that's where the Crossroads Academy from Big Rock comes along. I think Bunker Hill is a team that's filling a spot or two in the schedule for some people. So, it's hard for a small school to schedule. You don't want to, especially in football, you don't want to schedule the big schools. And anymore schools try to get in a conference where there are 10 schools. So you play nine conference games. You don't have to worry about scheduling non-conference, and that's all taken care of. But looks like the big guy from St. Francis de Sales.
Dale Lanyon.
Very good. Glad you said it instead of me. I think he was cramping up too. He's being helped off the field. 6'2", 255. He's about the best looking football player as far as physically on this St. Francis de Sales team. So
all 3 years he's been a lineman for St.
Francis. If he comes back to St. Francis de Sales as a senior, he'll be there for a 4th year.
Definitely.
And I'm sure Martin Caroga will take him for any years after.
Yes, 5th-year senior.
If he can get away with it. But 2:31 now, because of the injury, the clock was stopped. And as soon as they get things ready, they'll wind it up again. And there we go.
As we resume play, second down at about
15.
Yes, sir. Schrock in the shotgun.
Yeah. Man in motion. He got to take it himself.
Good blocking there by the running back, Stephen Wright, as Schrock takes it up the gut for a nice chunk of yardage there.
I think he gained back the yardage he lost on the previous play, didn't he?
Plus
Plus a little.
some pocket change there.
Okay. The ball's going to be up at what, 17? So a gain of 8.
Needing to get to the 10 for a fresh set of downs. 100 seconds left in the third quarter.
16 yards on 3 carries for Caleb Schrock as he gets himself some QB time. And oh man, there's a wide open space for Wright to run.
Inside the 5.
Going to be about a 15-yarder, I think. Yeah, it's going to be first and goal at the...
He's straddling that 5-yard line.
Calling the 5, so only a 12-yard gain.
And we're inside a minute left in the third quarter.
That's the third first down on this drive for Arthur-Lovington.
And Wright remains at the halfback spot, if you will, right next to Caleb Schrock.
Getting awful close to a delay call. See the back judge counting it off, and Wright met behind the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle that time by number 14,
Wesley Jones.
Wesley Jones.
5 tackles for a loss last year. There's a tackle for a loss right there.
And we're going to call that a 5-yard loss.
And we may call it the end of the third quarter too, Mr. Patton. And that will do it. The third quarter has come to a close, and with the score, Arthur-Lovington 41 and St. Francis de Sales, no score.